Hey guys, well, what's been going on for the past few days? Short answer is answer. A lot and not much. A lot in that I have just been working my ass off. I am beat. I am getting burned out. Last night I finally caught up on sleep. 2 days ago I was up all night. I had maybe half an hour of sleep. I caught a little bit of a nap in between phone calls, doorbell, appointments. And I was just completely out of it all last night. But I crashed about, I don't know, I think 9 o'clock. We went out for sushi to celebrate my wife getting an absolutely phenomenal review by her district, and just, went out for a celebratory dinner and got home. I don't even remember hitting the pillow, man. So yesterday was a very busy day, and it started off with a appointment. Had to drive down and meet somebody for a potential wedding, and I talked to her, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago. Set up the appointment, and she was a referral from another photographer, and it sounded good. She was very interested, and she was meeting with one other photographer. So we set up the appointment, and I'm driving there, and of course I have my phone in the car. And I don't know, about 15 minutes or so before the appointment, I get an email from her. And luckily I have my phone in the car, and I'm always checking stuff at stoplights. Sure as shit. Oh, sorry for the short notice. I've canceled the appointment. I went with the other photographer yesterday. Yeah, which means this bitch was so inconsiderate that she got her notice on her calendar on her phone 15 minutes before the appointment. Didn't bother telling me yesterday. Waited until the very last second. I'm lucky I got a notification at all. For those of you that have watched HLO over the past year, they just completely stand you up sometimes for an appointment. So that's why I hate meeting people. But being stuck up here in Pasco, you don't have a choice, because sometimes the clients are an hour or an hour and a half away, and you just have to go meet them halfway to even get the appointment, because they're not going to come up here, period. So that's just the way it is, and this was one of those cases. So anyway, that pissed me off, but that's the way it goes. A lot of these millennial brides, these 20 to 25-year-olds, are like that. They're just entitled, they're narcissistic, and they don't understand why everyone just doesn't bend to them and make their life as easy as possible. That's just the way the generation is. And that's not just me bitching. I mean, there's countless market research articles and business advice blogs and everything on how to deal with millennials, and it sucks. They're just a really messed up generation, and that's the way it is. So if you don't adapt your business to cater to them, you're going to get screwed, and you just have to deal with it. So I just have to deal with it. But then I actually booked another wedding later on yesterday, so that made up for it. And they're a much nicer couple, older, and they're getting married at the hotel that I did the website for, which is still waiting to launch, because I was waiting on data, and then she got lazy, and she was going to write some text, and no, I was waiting on the last of her gallery for weddings and events at the hotel, and she passed it off to somebody else, and I'm still waiting on that. So as soon as that comes in, I can press the launch button on that. That's been over a year now since I started that project. Whatever. It's not my money. But I want to launch it because it's going to be an absolutely beautiful portfolio site. Definitely the best one I've done yet. I'm really proud of the way that one turned out, and I can't wait to show people. So it's pissing me off. In fact, you know what? I'm going to bug that person today, because I want to get that done. Tired of it. I want to get paid. I charge half up front and half on delivery. And I want to get paid. I want to get off my books. It's just kind of dumb. So I'll do that as soon as I get back to the house here. What else has been going on? Not much on the roof. Just kind of waiting on a weather window. We're supposed to have rain for the next 2 days and then a nice weekend. So what I'm going to start is the interior demo. I want to see what's in those walls. I don't want to do too much because I'm not ready to tear it off. I don't want to start doing anything too structural. But I'm going to start peeling back, taking off some of the interior panel work. See what's inside there. I think it's just hollow. I think I'm going to just find aluminum support pillars. And that's pretty much it. Maybe some home run electrical conduit. So I got that porch light out there, switch, and 4 or 5 sockets around the interior. So I think he did that himself. And that's probably it's all that's in there. So that's just real thin wood. That's no big deal. And I did get the okay from my roofer, the last one, that he will help me out with the labor of installing new panels and doing whatever tie-in work is necessary. So shouldn't be that big of a project. Still would have much rather had a real company do it, you know, pull the permits, just do it right. But I don't know, maybe this is the reason the last guy had to do it himself, because no company that I've contacted will touch it. None of them. No roofers will take on the project. Told you Daily won't do it. Half the big companies I called don't even do flat roofs, period. So, I mean, you're forced to do it yourself. What happens when you're in a situation like this, when you're buying one of these houses, and these houses have been built for the last several decades like this? What do? They have to be replaced. They don't last forever. So you're just kind of forced to rig it. Don't have a choice. Have to say I'm a little disappointed that not one person wanted to take up the HLO challenge. Nobody wants to do their own updates. I mean, it's a little understandable. Public speaking is difficult for a lot of people, but not one person. It's too bad. You're missing out. But maybe some of you will change your mind in the past. And you know what? You don't even have to do them every day. You want to do a video a week? I'd love to have 10 people doing a video a week. I think that would be really cool. Just a group thing. Do them when you can. Don't do them on a regular basis. Just do them when something goes on, like I do. Do them when you're going out for exercise. Do a ride, do a walk. Do skiing. I don't know, whatever you're doing. I think it'd be cool to see everybody's different environments, how you're exercising, what your plans are, maybe what your recipes are. There's a lot of cool stuff that everybody could be doing. And it's really easy to do. But so far, nothing. That's too bad. So I had to get rid of my bird feeder. Spread out the seed here for birds out front. But kids came and played with it. And I had to do that. I wasn't happy about it. Because Florida has a problem, and I didn't know this, with what are called fruit or roof rats. And they're called fruit rats because they prey on all the fruit droppings from the trees around here. Because this used to be huge. I mean, most of Florida had a bunch of fruit trees, but this particular neighborhood used to be an orange grove. So everybody around here has fruit trees, oranges, lemons, and grapefruit. And they drop to the ground, and if you don't pick them up, it attracts rats. So most people pick them up. I don't have any anymore on my lot. And they can also get into roofs. They get in through the vents and live in the attics and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want that. That is a huge problem. I don't have any problem with that. But I've seen them running along my fence at night, along the top. And the other day, I saw more than a few. And they were even running along the bottom in the landscaping. I'm like, whoa, that's not good. And then I see in the dark the bird feeder swinging. So it kind of clicked. And I did some research. And it turns out bird feeders attract them like crazy. I had no idea. I didn't know they ate bird seed. Just didn't occur to me. And turns out bird feeders in Florida are a huge no-no. It's something us northerners do because we don't think about it. Never occurred to us, and no one's ever told me it. But Yeah, it's pretty much the reason I don't ever see bird feeders around here. So I had to take it out, and it made the birds and the squirrels very unhappy for the past few days. So I took the rest of the 40-pound bag and just spread it out here. And then, I figured birds would eventually eat it, but I didn't want it in the backyard to attract more of the rats. And then that afternoon, the kids came home from school, and they were out here with the little kids, like, 5, 6, 7, with pails, and they were scooping it up like sand. I don't know what they did with it, but they carted it off down the street. So, no more bird feeder. That sucks, because I enjoyed looking at them. But don't enjoy seeing any rats, and I sure as hell don't want a rat problem on top of everything else that's going on. So, live and learn. So let's do a little demo here. First thing I'm going to do is take off the blinds, toss them. They were cheap, I don't know, $15 blinds I got from Walmart. And they looked great when they went up. And then like 6 months later, they all started sagging. And I even have some of the center supports up, but they just suck. The strings are very weak. That one over there is just snapped on its own, just hanging. I never take them up or down. They've always been down. And it just broke. Just Chinese crap. You can see how they're sagging way over there. So, got to get rid of these, toss them. And then I'm going to take off some of this paneling here. Just start in this corner. I want to take some of the top off here, see what's underneath there. And you can see the outlets. They're just stuck in here. I mean, this is just veneer flexes, and I think it's going to peel right off. I think I can just pop off this quarter round. The windows and the door seem to be screwed into what I think are beams right here on either side of the features. And then I think that's just hollow. When I redo it, I'm going to put in some spray foam insulation, get a lot better insulation. I'm going to look for some kind of window insert to help insulate these. I'd like to do the rest of the house too, because the rest of the house says, the cheap single panes also. I do lose a lot of efficiency through heating and cooling. And I just read an article, I think it was on Gizmodo or Lifehacker, about window inserts. You measure the diameters and they produce them to fit, and they're like compression fits with some sealer on the outside, so they're removable. And it's basically like a semi-permanent window film, but it's solid, it's not a sheet, so it doesn't look stupid. But anyway, let's tear some of this off. I'm going to pop these blinds off here and take off some of this and see what we see. Okay, so that's not too bad. They do have custom foam inserts in there, so I don't have to do that myself. And yep, it's just an aluminum frame. Pretty thick and solid. It's a standard, looks like about 4-inch construction, so that is more than enough to build any kind of roof I need. That's good. The standard aluminum outer skin here. Very thin. No water in here at least. Some down at the bottom, some rot. But that is from water traveling from somewhere else. Probably along the bottom, along this side here, because it was getting in above this window, but I didn't ever see any in this far corner. So I'm going to go ahead and start ripping off some more wood panels. I'll leave the styrofoam in. once that's good, that'll make this job a lot easier. I've got these wood strips already probably glued, because I don't see any nails or screws, to the aluminum. Yeah, there's the bonding agent. So this will make it real easy to nail on my new interior. Just got to pull out these finishing nails. So that's cool. That'll be real easy to do the interior myself, or at least just hire somebody real cheap just to put up a new veneer, or I don't know, probably some other material. I got to see what's used these days. I've never shopped for this kind of stuff. And then it's just simple quarter round for the top and bottom, and the trim around the windows. No big deal there. So thus begins another project. Well, I'm going to get some more work done here and see how far I can get today without completely destroying the room. And yeah, then I'll just have to replace the carpet. I wonder if I can see what kind of padding they have under here. It is real nice. Just a normal thick old 70s, 80s type pad. It works. It's thick enough, that's for sure. Cool. Well, say goodbye to this room. I'm going to have to do the bulk of it in one shot because I have to move everything in here to my side of the garage while it's under construction, while I actually gut the room, because I have nowhere else to put this stuff. I want to throw out the dang bed because nobody ever comes over to sleep here. And the wife's like, no, my mom bought me that bed. Well, big deal. It's an old piece of crap bed, obviously ruined, and it's not used. I sure would hell like to have this space back. But no, got overruled. So anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Looks like I'll just have to replace some of that wood stripping. It was all rotted along the top here. This is where the water's been actually getting in. So that came off, and they did nail it through some of the supports there. I have no idea why. Those little ones were my blinds right in the middle there. But that big one was, that one over there was the wood. So, getting there. Alright, now I'll see you guys tomorrow.